Hello and welcome to Dark Age Ramblings. Today I found something that I find a little bit funny. Needless to say, I do not agree because climate change is not caused by CO2, just in case anybody was wondering. Indigenous genocide caused the Little Ice Age. Genocide greatly altered the use of agricultural land, study says. The arrival of Europeans in the Americas didn't just kill off millions of people, it may have helped trigger the Little Ice Age. CNN reports a new study says so many indigenous people died of disease or slaughter in the Great Dying after 1492 that far less agricultural land was used, causing trees and vegetation to rise up and suck more carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. CO2 and climate had been relatively stable until this point, says co-author and University College of London professor Mark Maslin. So, this is the first major change we see in the Earth's greenhouse gases. Until now, some scientists said the period of cooling between the 1600s and 1800s, known as the Little Ice Age, was caused by natural processes like volcanic eruptions. This study mixes historical data, archaeology, and carbon analysis of Antarctic ice to make its case, noting that roughly 56 million indigenous people died in North, Central, and South America in the century following the first contact. The authors say vegetation and trees sprouted up in areas equivalent to France, massively lowering the atmosphere's CO2 level. Analysis of Arctic ice appears to collaborate this by revealing a bigger CO2 dip than usual in 1610. What's interesting is that we can see natural processes giving a bit of cooling, Maslin tells the Telegraph. But to actually get the full cooling, double the natural process, you have to have this genocide generated drop in CO2. In the description below, I have included the research paper which was published in the Quaternary Science Reviews by UCL, and it shows an interesting correlation between the Great Dying in the Americas, a dip in CO2, and the cooling, but correlation does not mean that it was the cause of the cooling. What it does is normalize the idea of a lower population and population reduction or depopulation of the planet, and a way to make the planet cooler. This is exactly what the globalist plan has been for a long time. If the mainstream media really picked up on this article and study, they would be helping the globalists a lot in normalizing a plan for depopulation in an effort to cool the planet. All the while, natural processes such as the solar irradiance of the planet having dipped because of the solar cycles and the grand solar minimum, letting more cosmic rays cover the planet with more cloud cover and setting off more volcanic activity, are the real culprits, the real reason that the planet cooled back in the 1600s. In the comments below, please let me know what you think about global warming, global cooling, CO2, the globalist depopulation plans, or anything else. Please subscribe. for more videos on the Grand Solar Minimum and preparedness to help everyone survive the challenging times ahead.